Is your refrigerator running? Well, you better go catch it. Ha 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 ha.
Man, people are so immature these days. This show's very serious. Like, come on, man. Let's give it one more shot.
Hello, my name is Hank. I think I have a great discussion topic that we would be able to talk about. It is eco-terrorism. I have heard lots about it and would love to get to know what it is.
Wow, Hank, that's a great idea. Jason and I will try our best to clarify this for you. We will discuss 3 different aspects for you and everyone else. The environmental, the social, and economic aspects. So here we go, folks. Hope you enjoy our show.
30 years ago, the ocean was a lawless place. With no one to protect it, the sea was being plundered, threatening the very balance of life. And to save the planet, it would take an outlaw.
Yeah, this is Paul Watson. Nice to meet you.
Confessions of an eco-terrorist. The epic tale of the world's most wanted environmental heroes.
Get out of here and stop your pirate whaling operation.
Captain Paul Watson and his vigilante organization, the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society.
Introduce you to Captain Paul Watson.
I've got a statement here from our clients, so we're going to play that on the loudspeaker.
Wow, that must have been an informative movie. To start off, what is eco-terrorism?
Well, eco-terrorism, or as we like to call it, E.T.
E.T. phone home.
No, Jason, not the movie. Eco-terrorism is the use of threatened violence or criminal nature against people or property by an environmental group for environmental political reasons, or aimed at an audience beyond target, often symbolic nature.
They aim to end the exploitation of animals and the destruction of the environment, typically by causing damage to the operation of companies and related industries or terrorizing executives and employees of these associates and companies.
Eco-terrorism has a very large impact on our environment. There have been tons of examples of different groups which show how our environment can be affected by eco-terrorism. These groups perform dangerous actions to make a point that the environment is very important. A main eco-terrorist group is called the Earth Liberation Front, who call themselves the Elves. They were established on March 14, 1997. That year, they were known to have spiked 47 trees in an area near Oregon. For those of you who do not know what tree spiking is, it's quite simple. Tree spiking involves hammering a metal rod or nail into a tree trunk by strategically inserting it at the base of the trunk where the logger would cut into it. It's a tactic used to discourage logging by creating a man trap which may injure or kill lumberjacks who attempt to cut down the tree, or mill workers who process the wood. It does not harm the tree itself in any single way. The group is showing how cutting trees must stop in our society, or else more serious consequences will.
Throughout many different occasions, eco-terrorists have threatened the lives of many people. The more the population is hearing about it, the more worried the public is starting to become. Many people ask themselves if eco-terrorism is a good thing. There are also many people who feel like their lives are threatened due to these types of groups. For example, on May 11, 2011, a group called The Cell, who is based in Italy, sent a 4-page letter to the Italian newspaper, claiming responsibility for the shooting of Roberto Aldonifi, the chief executive of Ansaldo Nuclear. The letter stated, "Science in centuries past promised us a golden age, but it is pushing us towards self-destruction and total slavery." The letter continues with this action of ours, we return to you a tiny part of the suffering that you, man of science, are pouring into this world." The group also threatened to carry out further attacks. After the Italian population saw the letter, they began to worry. No one knows what extent these groups may go to so that their word is heard.
There have been many situations where the lives of people could have been in danger during the attacks. During the tree spiking, it was very possible that the workers could have been injured. And also, the planned arsons and the bombings are also extremely very dangerous for the population. Many people could have been killed.
These eco-terrorist groups are trying to prove a point, which is wasting tons of money for the economy, and they are very serious and they will stop at nothing. The 1998 firebombing in Colorado by Rebecca Rubin and her group caused about $12 million in damage.
$12 million in damage!
Just by endangering a small species, the group of elves burnt down the ski resort. This was just for a small population of lynx. Imagine next time when there's a much larger population at risk. A second example is on February 21st, 2013, where a French electricity company was suing 21 eco-terrorists who shut down one of their power plants for a week last year. The 21 activists from the group, No Dash for Gas, have been convicted of aggravating trespass. The company is suing the eco-terrorist group for $5 million of damage of which they caused. 1 week of shutting down a power plant costed $5 million.
Tell me something, what is this 10-10 thing the club is doing?
Well, it means that we're trying to cut our carbon emissions by 10% this year, and Tottenham Hotspur Football Club was the first to sign up.
We've changed the floodlights at White Hart Lane, so they're low energy. Lots of our fans are coming to matches on buses, trains, bikes and stuff, rather than coming by car.
I see. Whatever, I wouldn't do it. It seems like distraction from football to me.
That's just fine, David. You don't have to join in, just ignore it. No pressure. Right, lads, let's do some penalties.
10-10. Hundreds of thousands of people, schools, businesses, hospitals, movie stars, knitting circles, scout troops, presidents and governments, all tackling climate change in more than 40 countries. Care to join us?
Imagine if these eco-terrorists would do this more often. They do not care about the consequences that they can cause. All these groups want is to save the environment. Electricity is a big reason for harmful gases going into our atmosphere, so they take this very seriously. The FBI has credited to eco-terrorism $300 million in property damage from 2003 to 2008, and a majority of the states within the USA have introduced laws aimed at these activities. There have been so many different situations by different organizations, such as the Earth Liberation Front, the Animal Liberation Front, and the most popular organization, the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society.
I did have one experience, I think, back in 1975, I think, which was a life-changing experience, and that was because I was with Greenpeace at that time, and we'd come up with this idea of protecting whales by putting our bodies between the harpoons and the whales. And we were reading a lot of Gandhi back then, and we thought, hey, well, you know, this would work. And I found myself in a little rubber boat behind a pod of 8 magnificent sperm whales that were fleeing for their life, and behind us was this 150-foot long Soviet harpoon vessel that was bearing down on the whales. And every time the harpooner tried to take a shot, I would maneuver and block his path. And it was working for a while until the captain came down the catwalk rather angrily, and he screamed into the ear of the harpooner, and then he looked at us, smiled, and brought his finger across his neck like this, and that's when I realized Gandhi wasn't going to pull us through that day.
Wow, Jason, this has been an extremely interesting topic on today's show.
I sure hope nothing happens to me for releasing all that methane gas after that can of beans I ate before. Please, no one hurt me!
Jason, after smelling that for the past 10 minutes, I think I may be the one to hurt you. Well, we hope you folks enjoyed today's topic. Remember to call 555-555